Hey guys, I'm increasingly interested in these gimmicky flashlight speaker combos that you find all over the place. This is a relatively inexpensive one, 16 bucks at GearBest, that I wanted to show you guys real quick. Now, of course, this is not a real unboxing. I've actually had this for a minute, and I've been playing with it quite a bit. But people like to see the packaging. You know what it is. I always get comments like, hey, make sure you show the packaging. Alright, so pretty much just basic.
Rand Paul's now hours-long filibuster started with a simple play.
Man, ruined my surprise. So, instructions are pretty basic, not much to them. So what does this thing do? And it also comes with a USB cable. It comes very simply in bubble wrap. So what this thing is a multi-purpose device. It's a lantern, power bank, and Bluetooth speaker all combined into one with a really crappy solar charger. Yep, so let's forget about the solar charger because that thing is not anywhere big enough to charge anything in there, and it's really just there for show. And the fact, does it even work? I don't even know. I'm not even sure if it is working or not because there's really no way to tell. There's no power meter or anything on there. So yeah, you could go and empty this thing completely and then go leave it out in the sun and see how much it charges it, but in the end, you'll be lucky to get a watt out of that, and that would take you, you know, probably 70, 80 hours to charge the battery in this thing, which is a 2100 milliamp hour battery, and it's probably an 18650, by the way. So if you can find a way to take this apart, it's probably, you know, very easy to service and upgrade that battery as well. Alright, so we've seen that. Your speaker's up top. Your speaker controls are right here. You know, you have your mode, you know, your play, plus and minus. Has room for a TF card, so if you want to use this as an MP3 player, you can as well. There is your import charge right there, and your USB outputs that to use as a power bank. I believe this is a second output as well. And there is your on-off for your speaker function. Alright, so there's a little cover over this, which is kind of ridiculous, that turns your flashlight section on. Because of course this is just going to get easily lost. The flashlight beam, as you can see, has a very good hotspot to it, so it will throw a good distance. You can see it's also got a donut hole, but it's got a little spill to it. Overall, not a horrible flashlight beam, relatively useful. Then you have your lantern mode, but you just pull it open, and then it gives you your lantern. Maybe 100 lumens, maybe, probably more like 80. So no way to turn that on and off, so if this is in your backpack and does that, you're going to have a dead battery. Because it doesn't lower it, you're just limiting the amount of light you can see out of it. You have your two hangy hooks for hanging, your little side hook, in case you can't hold this in your little paw, so you can walk around with it like that. Kind of useless, to be honest. You know, the hanging hooks aren't terrible. So alright, so I like this, and I like these gimmicky sort of tools for one and one thing only. And you guys, if it takes away my bushcraft street cred, then so be it. I like listening to music in the woods. I really do. It's really a big thing, and it's nice when you get there at night, you're cooking, you know, especially when you're alone. It's really nice to have some music. You know, it really helps me relax, and also it's just nice for thinking. You know, when you have music, I think it's a good distraction. You know, it really kind of lets you get into that deep, you know, Deep Thoughts by Jack Handey state of life. Yeah, so as far... Oops. Obviously hit the... Has FM as well.
Bluetooth mode.
Alright, so we're back in Bluetooth.
Bluetooth connection.
And it connects very easy to that. So, now it's supposed to be a surprise, but this thing ruined it.
Begin to filibuster John
We're going to listen to
nomination for the
Rand Paul's epic filibuster. Since we can't play music, if we play music,
no longer speak.
Yeah,
and so
Rand.
commenced an old-fashioned political
We turn that down. And the cool thing is you can control it through your phone as well as the controls on here. So, if I were to play music to this, YouTube would flag this as a copyright violation and I could potentially lose my channel. So I thought, what's the best thing to put on here? Yep, Rand Paul's 13-hour filibuster. Why not? So, as you can hear, it's pretty loud. The speaker.
Ordered on the bazaar. While Florida's Marco Rubio referenced tonight.
As you can hear, it's pretty loud. It's pretty clear. No issues with that at all. And then, of course, when you're done with it, you can turn it off. They're very good for a larger area. So you can listen to this in a larger area, larger campsite, and be able to have everybody hear it within, you know, a good, I'd say 20, 30 feet away. I can hear it, you know, pretty much throughout the whole first level of my house. So it's really nice and loud, and That's nice for me. And the 2200 milliamp hour battery, you're going to get a pretty good life out of it depending on how loud and whether or not you're using the other features. But usually these 2200 milliamp hour Bluetooth speakers tend to last, you know, a good 6-8 hours. So you'll get a good overnight to it. So if this is something you want to do, bring camping and listen to music overnight, very good option. So I like this, and I do like these things, guys, because there's a lot of versatility in these. Because I do like, you know, like I said, I like music. I like the idea of being able to have an extra lantern, music, flashlight, and a power bank all in one. I think it's very good and very nice for me to have those things, because if you do wear down some other piece of gear that you really need, like your phone or whatever, you can borrow from one to the other. So I oftentimes bring Bluetooth headphones as well, you know, because I like to listen to them on the trail, guys. Sorry if that takes away my street cred, sorry. You know, but I like it. I like music in the woods, sorry. So I do like these kind of gimmicky things, and having that, you know. The big downfall, of course, is that the solar is, you know, really just a gimmick. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing you're going to really be able to charge with this solar. Like I said, this is maybe half a watt to a watt right there, and you can put that in the sun all day, and it probably will only charge a little tiny bit of the battery. Will it get you through if you just need a couple minutes of light? Yeah, sure, you know, in a long-term survival situation, yeah. But other than that, you know, it's really not anything I'm ever going to use. So overall, guys, I think it's a really neat little lantern kind of thing, and I'm really into these gimmicky sort of things because I do it. It covers a lot of my needs for that kind of thing. Now, would I bring this backpacking? No, this is way too big, heavy, and bulky, and not tough enough for backpacking for me. But for an in and out overnight camp trip, car camping, you know, campfire in the backyard, this is wonderful. Playing around with the kids, you know, in the backyard, this is great to go out and be able to listen to music while I'm sitting out in the yards with the kids, watching them play. You know, my kids play outside all day, guys. We are not inside people. They're out every single day, and, you know, having something like this is nice because I can listen to music. I can, you know, listen to a movie without having to, you know, use that, you know, my phone speaker all the time. So it is nice. I do like it. It's very handy, this kind of stuff. And I use these things a lot. I know it seems like, oh, these are just cheap, gimmicky things I'm trying to sell you to make a little money, but there's no money to be made out of something like this, guys. What are these, 15 bucks? The commission on buying one of these is cents, a couple of cents. In this video, even 5 years, this video will maybe make $10. I'm not making any money on this. I kind of do these videos because these things are very handy. And they're, you know, like I said, this is not tough, rugged thing you're going to bring on the Appalachian Trail. But for that backyard campfire, that overnight camping trip, you know, where weight isn't an issue and things being super tough isn't an issue, little things like these are actually very handy. It can make things very enjoyable. You know, I like when, you know, when you go to do something for the kids, you go to the park or something like that, they have a little music. You know, if the kids are going to be at the park for 2 or 3 hours, I like to be able to enjoy myself and do things and not have to be confined to my phone, you know, and sitting in front of your phone screen and all that. It's nice to be able to have this and listen to the news or something like that and have a little music and enjoy myself, you know, it's just nice. And then you do have that little lamp, you know, it's not the best, but it works, you know. So these things aren't terrible, guys, you know. Then, like I said, this isn't something fantastic. You can obviously buy better, but for a nice little throwaway thing, for a picnic, for a day hike, for whatever, kind of a cool little thing, you know. I keep getting these kind of things because I use them, plain and simple.